One of the movement's greatest moments of triumph, however, came in August 2010. After many years of activism, negotiations, and preparation, Omar Ibrahim Vadio managed to win support from the government of the Malaysian state of Kelantan, which adopted the gold dinar as the official state currency, alongside the Malaysian ringgit. Special coins were minted under the global overseeing body for all dinar and dirham coin products, the World Islamic Mint. These coins possessed enhanced security features and came embossed with the state emblem and government of Kelantan inscribed on them.
We're here on this special day, our hearts are full of pleasure, the day that brings the two of you close together. We're gathered here to celebrate a moment you'll always treasure. We ask Allah to make your love last forever. Let's raise our hands and make dua like the Prophet taught us, and with one voice let's all say, 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 Barakallahu lakuma wa baraka alaykuma wa jama'a baynakuma fi khair. Barakallahu lakuma wa baraka alaykuma wa jama'a baynakuma fi khair.
In its launching ceremony, for the first time after many decades, zakat was again distributed by a Muslim government in Sharia currency, and state employees were given the option to receive a percentage of their salaries in the gold dinar.
Let's raise our hands and make dua like the Prophet taught us, and with one voice let's all say, 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 Barakallahu lakuma wa baraka alaykuma wa jama'a baynakuma fi khair. Barakallahu lakuma wa baraka alaykuma wa jama'a baynakuma fi khair. Barakallahu lakuma wa baraka alaykuma wa jama'a baynakuma fi khair. Barakallahu lakuma wa baraka alaykuma.
The event was covered by leading financial news networks around the world, and the Wall Street Journal wrote, if there's a utopia being formed for the globe's gold bugs, it's happening in a few unexpected outposts in the Muslim world like Kelantan.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in a great occasion, in an historical moment when the dinar and the dirham of Islam, known as the Sharia currency, is going to again be used in Muslim lands. From the beginning of Islam until the end of the Caliphate, the currency of Islam consisted of gold and silver coins, known to us as the dinar and the dirham. Their weight is known, and the standards are established by Omar ibn al-Khattab. That is the weight of the mithqal for the dinar, and the weight of 7/10 of the mithqal for the dirham. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the dinar and He mentions the dirham in Quran, our ulama have known these two coins as the Sharia currency. 1,000 shops today accept dinar and dirham in the city of Kota Baru. The government has undertaken to offer on a voluntary basis the payment of 25% of the salaries in gold, dinar and silver dirham. And the most important of all, the matter for which this day will pass to history is because zakat will be paid once again with the gold dinar. As you know, zakat must be paid in ayn. Ayn means tangible merchandise, like rice, like gold, like silver. And it cannot be paid using any debt or liabilities. By bringing the gold dinar and paying the zakat with gold dinar, we are bringing back again the sunnah of paying the zakat using the gold dinar and the silver dirham of the Sharia. And this event is an event that it will be heard throughout all the Muslim world, because the dinar and the dirham is not only the currency of Kelantan. The dinar and the dirham is the currency of all the ummah. In Kota Baru, as well as in Jakarta, as it is in Medina or Mecca, in Karachi or Rabat, one gold coin, one gold dinar is the same. And in the same way that the euro represents the currency of the European Union, the gold dinar and the silver dirham represent the union of the Ummah of Islam.
The Kelantan launch created a domino effect in the region, with the Sultan of Sulu expressing his own interest to follow suit. Sheikh Abdul Qadir described it as the single most historic moment for the Muslim Ummah in the 21st century.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I send all my greetings to the dear friends and the great community of the Muslims of Malaysia. This is a very important day. In fact, you cannot overestimate how important a day it is. If one is to be historically correct, this is the most important day since the abolition of Sultaniya among the Osmanli. You must know that Omar Pasha Haj Omar Badinio has been working on this matter not for a few years, but for almost 2 decades. He started this matter by taking the Muwatta, observing its rules, and translating them, let us say, into application within the modern financial system that we have. It was this tremendous work which he has pursued in deep consultation with fuqaha, learned fuqaha, until the point where he arrived at the understanding that the strictures on usury apply to the whole banking system mutatis mutandis. And this took him to the recognition of the necessity to revive the golden dinar and the silver dirham, which are the necessaries for the collection of zakat. Now, the decision of the government of Kelantan, working with Omar Pasha as their financial advisor and guide and designer, this historical day has arrived. You must understand that this is the first time that a Muslim state has decreed the minting of what is the sunnah and also the practical solution to the disaster of finance capitalism, which is presently engulfed the whole world.
Allahu Akbar, Allah, Allah, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah.
The gold dinar movement has also reached the United Kingdom, with a dinar exchange set up there in partnership with eDinar and Wakala Nusantara. Local dinar agents are currently active in Birmingham, Edinburgh, Sheffield, London, and Glasgow, and public awareness is being created by conducting road shows so people can feel and touch the dinars in their hands and also learn about them.
The total value of the yearly sales of real goods everywhere in the world changes hand on the money markets every single day. There would not be enough paper to make so much money, even if all the timber on the planet was used to do it. And if the notes to make such a sum were placed one on top of the other, the pile would reach beyond the moon.
This paper is only worth the paper it's printed on. You know, where it says $1 or $100, it doesn't really matter. It's just a fancy design and a figure. It doesn't mean anything.
There is no person on the earth who does not now live and die in debt, whether they know it or not.
If the Muslims do not move over to gold and silver, they're going to go down with the ship. I was at a Financial Times conference on Islamic finance last November, and they had very eloquent speakers. They had one of the main speakers from the UBS, which is one of the main banks in Geneva. He said, look, let's face it, Islamic banking is just a veneer. He said, beneath all this publicity, it's based on a raft of financial instruments which are not Sharia compliant, i.e. they're haram. And those in turn are based on another raft of financial instruments which are not Sharia compliant.
But there's nothing we can do about it, I hear people say. We have no other alternative. That is no longer true. We do have a choice. There is something that we can do, but that something can only be found within the parameters of a functioning Muslim community. Islam alone is now able to uphold the authority of divinely revealed law and provide the means for cutting through the magical deception of the usurer's all-enveloping web. The gold dinar will put economic power back into the hands of ordinary men and women where it belongs.
Board the ship of the Sunnah and be rescued by it. And as far as economics is concerned, the gold and the silver is the answer. This gold dinar is the answer. This silver dirham is the answer.
This is Islam in practice. This is divine guidance in action. What you see is what you get.
These were minted back in the last century, back in about 1995, I think. At that time, this gold dinar you could buy for £35. Now, if I want to sell it, it's £135. Allah says in the Quran, Allah and His Messenger have made war on riba. Now, who has won any war against Allah and His Messenger? No one. No one has won that war. Whatever war you're talking of, Allah and His Messenger have always been victorious. If they hadn't been victorious, we wouldn't be sitting here today.
So this thing is not going to happen overnight, but it requires our participation and it requires urgent action. So on a step-by-step basis, what in fact needs to happen is that there needs to be availability of gold and silver from city to city, town by town, in the whole of the United Kingdom, so that we have the availability of people that can transact and they can exchange their paper, their worthless paper, into valuable gold and silver which is protected by time.